Well, Magnus is one of the litter we called the Whippetys, or I call the Whippetys, one of the breeds I've invented. He and his 8 siblings came into government kennels when they were 5 or 6 weeks old. The majority are from the government, AFCD, Agricultural, Fisheries and Conservation, Animal Management Centres. And in fact, initially that's why we set up, or I set up Hong Kong Dog Rescue, was specifically to take those dogs, because they have 4 days and then they're put to sleep. But now we're seeing more and more dogs being surrendered directly to us, and also breeders, dogs coming from breeders. We ask the adopters to fill in a questionnaire, and then we try to recommend to them the dogs that would best suit their situation. People are very attracted to a look, a breed name, size, and all the rest of it. Sometimes it's difficult to persuade adopters that the dog that they want to take home isn't the ideal dog, and then often the dog comes back. But we just try to make sure that it's the right dog for the right home.
We went to consider the idea of getting a dog. And these 2 little 6-week-old puppies ended up coming home as our fosters because they're too young to be separated, right? Oh. Well, we'll see. And Lionel fell in love with the little boy over here immediately. Now I have someone who likes to clean my beard.
With limited people, we just try to do as much as we can.
Cleanliness is a big thing. Obviously then we check every day that no dogs are looking sick or any injuries, because we have a few fights, and deal with it that way. When they need to go to the vet, they're taken out to the vet.
We do take in some older dogs, because some of them are as old as 9, 10 years old. As long as they feel loved, I guess, they will bond with you. Easy. It's a matter of time, of course, but they will bond. Okay, this is Pluto. It's a very sweet boy. He was taken from the government kennel. He's been with us for a couple of years. And he's a little shy when you first meet him, but you'll find his sweet nature as time goes. And just please give him a little bit of time and take him home. He deserves a lovely home.
It's almost all volunteer run. I like to think of it as a family or a community based organisation, and we try to involve as many people as possible, not even just for dog walking, but for part of our events, fundraising, you know, anything that needs to be done. And it's been hugely successful like that, and we've got a great base of volunteers.
I come here like 3 to 4 times a week, usually during weekdays, because weekdays that's when they need a lot of help. We take the dogs out to let them to do their business. That's number 1. Number 2 is you give them interaction, because the good part about what Hong Kong Dog Rescue want to do is they want to be able to rehome these dogs again. So these dogs, you have to provide them with enough human interactions so they would be easier to rehome in the future.
We're moving ahead in a big way with education, because I think that's the only way forward. You can't really achieve anything just by a constant stream of dogs coming in and dogs going out. You have to try and stop that stream of dogs. Education is the only way, so that's why we're concentrating a lot on education as well as the rescue and rehoming.
In positive training, we want the dog to be like they're willing to join in the training. They get lots of motivations. They get lots of reinforcements. They enjoy the training, so they will be happy to learn. In this way, we can actually build up a good relationship with your dog, rather than if you use punishment all the time. The worst thing is if your dog become like being fearful, it actually always causes more problems.
Good boy. I'm going to work on the recall, because she doesn't come unless I have the treat in hand, and I know why now. after this class. So I will go home and practice the recall.
Don't give up, and then give the dog patience so that they can learn what you expect them to do in their daily life. Don't give up the dog.
We've rescued and saved about 7,000 dogs. Of course, if you can't adopt, you can foster, that's temporary caring. If you can't foster, you can volunteer. If you can't volunteer, you can donate. Every donation saves a life, basically.
So dogs cannot live without human being. They could, but they would not be happy. And I think, every family need to have a dog as well, because the dog makes the family complete. And that's the relationship.
Well, it's just our commitment, it's our policy. We're a totally no-kill organisation, which means that once we take a dog in, we're committed to it. So it will stay with us until it finds a home. And that could be a day, and it could be, 5 years, 6 years, whatever it takes.